Hey everyone, welcome back to Fluent Vibes. I'm Sarah, and as always, I'm here with Ali. Today we're diving into something that honestly makes most people a bit nervous: job interviews. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down and make it way less scary.
Yeah, interviews can feel like a mystery box, right? You never know if they're going to ask you about your biggest weakness or like why manholes are round. And yes, that's a real question. Google actually asks that one sometimes.
I love that one. It's so random, but it really shows how some companies want to see how you think, not just what you know. So let's talk about the main types of questions you might get. First, there are situational questions. These are the imaginative type. Like, imagine you're working with someone totally different from you. How would you handle it? They're checking if you can adapt and solve problems.
Exactly. And then you've got behavioral questions. These are all about your past. Stuff like, tell me about a time you had to persuade someone. Or, give me an example of when you set a goal and actually hit it. They're trying to see if your past behavior matches what they want in the job.
And then, of course, the wild cards. The unconventional questions. Like, how would you wrangle a herd of cats? Or, my favourite, define Jell-O without saying gelatin. They're not looking for a perfect answer, just how you approach weird problems.
So, when you get these questions, it helps to have a structure. That's where the STAR method comes in. Situation, task, action, result. I always tell my students, don't just ramble. Give them a story with a beginning, middle, and end.
Oh, totally. The first time I used STAR, I was so nervous. I think I over-explained the situation part and barely got to the result. But once you practice, it really helps you stay focused. Like, okay, here's what happened, here's what I had to do, this is what I did, and here's how it turned out.
And that's what employers want, right? They want to see if you can solve problems, adapt, and communicate clearly. So, expect questions that dig into those areas. If you can show you're flexible and a good communicator, you're already ahead of the game.
Absolutely. And don't stress if you get a question you didn't expect. Just take a breath, use STAR, and show them how you think. That's what they're really after.
All right, so let's say you nailed the interview and now you're in the office. Suddenly, everyone's using these phrases that sound super formal or just confusing. I remember my first teaching job. Someone said, let's table this discussion. And I thought they meant like, put it on a table. I was so lost. Turns out, it means to pause the topic and come back to it later. I felt pretty silly, but hey, you learn.
Oh, that's such a classic. Office English is full of these little phrases. For example, if you need someone to explain something, you might say, could you please clarify what you mean by, or, just to confirm, are you saying that? It's all about being polite but clear.
And when you want to make a suggestion, you can say, I suggest we consider, or how about we try? It's softer than just telling someone what to do, which is important in a team setting.
Right, and if you agree with someone, you can say, I agree with your point about, or if you don't, you can say, I see your point, but I think. That way, you're being respectful, even if you disagree.
Meetings are a whole other world. You'll hear things like, let's move on to the next item on the agenda, or, could we table this discussion for now and revisit it later? It's all about keeping things organized and polite.
Let's do a quick role play. Ali, pretend we're in a meeting and you want to clarify something I just said.
All right. Sarah, just to confirm, are you saying that the deadline is next Friday, not this Friday?
Exactly. And I might reply, yes, that's right. Next Friday. See? Simple, but it keeps everyone on the same page. The more you practice these, the more natural they sound.
And don't worry if you mess up. I mean, I still mix up table and bring to the table sometimes. The key is to keep trying and ask if you're not sure.
So we've talked about interviews and office phrases. But honestly, what really makes you stand out is how you communicate and connect with people. Active listening is huge. It's not just about hearing words. It's about showing you're paying attention. Little things like nodding or saying, "I see," can make a big difference.
Yeah, and giving feedback is another big one. There's this thing called the sandwich method. Start with something positive, then the thing to improve, then end with another positive. Like, "Your report was really clear. Maybe next time add a summary at the end, but overall, great job." It makes feedback easier to hear.
And when there's a conflict, try to stay calm and focus on the problem, not the person. You can say, "I understand your perspective, but I feel..." That way it's about the issue, not blaming anyone.
Networking is all about those little conversations. Even just asking, "How was your weekend?" or talking about a shared experience can help you build rapport. Actually, Sarah, how was your weekend?
Oh, thanks for asking. It was pretty relaxing, actually. I went for a long walk and caught up on some reading. See, that's how you do it. Simple, friendly, and it opens the door for more conversation.
Exactly. And all these skills, listening, giving feedback, handling conflict, making small talk, they're not just for the office. They help in interviews too. If you can show you're a good communicator, people remember you.
All right, that's all for today. We hope these tips help you feel more confident in interviews and at work. We'll be back soon with more real English for real life. Thanks for joining us, Ali.
Always a pleasure, Sarah. And thanks to everyone listening. Keep practicing, and we'll catch you next time on Fluent Vibes. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend who wants to improve their English.